Hello there, welcome to Target Radio's podcast with me, Cookie. Every single week we find different people to speak to, mainly musicians, artists in the unsigned realm of music. And what we do, we have a chat with them, find out a little bit more about them, and obviously explore their music. Now, if you are listening to this on iTunes, please, if you get a chance, give us a 5-star rating if you can. And please make sure you put some comments in there as well. If we're doing something right, that's great. But if we're not doing something as good and you think we could do something better, then please do leave us a message. Let us know. And if you want anything else in the podcast, again, let us know in the comments box. That will be brilliant. Okay, stay tuned then. Today we've got a brilliant artist. Have a listen to this.
Every Monday night.
We'd like to say that, in our opinion, it is not suitable for children.
Every Monday night.
Or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Every Monday night.
And every Monday night.
Then we have a super sound DJ.
Sean Cook.
Good people, it is my pleasure to present to you
Sean Cook.
the one and only
Sean Cook.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. Hello, 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 welcome to the show.
So let's have fun.
Now, for those of you watching in black and white, this one is in Technicolor.
Stand by for action.
Oh, Sean Cook.
Oh, you say the nicest things. And a very good evening. Welcome. It's Monday. Now, I know that Andy Topp-Walker always puts something up on to the Target Radio Facebook page, representing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and, of course, our lovely Behold the Friday feeling. But Mondays are usually... But I quite like Mondays. I like to go against Bob Geldof on many occasions, and this is one of them. Because Mondays means it's lots of me, and a little bit of Andy, and some great music from you out there. Anyway, talking of Andy, hello Andy, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Sean.
Good, yeah, apart from you sound clearer and better than me. How's that possible?
Oh, no.
Now, there we go. You sound better now, and I sound even betterer.
Betterer.
Betterer. Okay, you can catch us up on plenty of ways of listening, as in, you can targetradio.co.uk. You'll find a couple of apps there. They're free, totally free. Download them. I'm not going to be held responsible for any other downloads that you do, but those are perfectly safe. You won't find anything rude or naughty in there, apart from what me and Andy say during the next couple of hours. Anyway, Andy,
yes.
I've got to tell you now, this is the last show at 6 o'clock.
I know.
Oh, never fear. We'll be back next week from 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
I know. That's not in the morning, boys and girls. That is PM. That is after 12 noon. And that's 7 o'clock in the evening. So it's more of an early evening show rather than a late afternoon early evening. So it's definitely going to be evening now, okay? 7 through till 9. What are we going to do?
No more rushing.
No! Oh, I'm looking so forward to a 7 o'clock start. And I know for a fact that there's plenty of listeners out there as well, are in the same boat as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can you start a bit later? Because, you know, we're travelling home from work and blah, 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 blah. Look, just get a stereo on your scooter, for goodness sake. Goodness me. And a very good Wi-Fi signal. Right, tonight's show is going to be brought to you today by plenty of unsigned bands and artists. There's not going to be The Who. I'm not playing The Who tonight.
No.
No Jam.
No.
No, none of that, no. Didn't say I was not going to play a cover of a Who track.
Oh, that would do.
No, indeed. With me now, I've got Andy Topp-Walker, who's helping with the March of the Mods, which is Saturday the 21st of March, 2020, so that's next year. Kick-starting off at 1 o'clock all the way through till 1 a.m. Andy, 12 hours, mate. That's a long time.
12 hours of wonderful music.
It's going to be wonderful music. So, who's appearing on March of the Mods 2020 at the Holroyd Arms? That's in Guildford.
It's in Guildford, and I'm pleased to announce that from the Chords UK, we actually have Chris Pope.
Wow.
And he's going to be doing an acoustic set for us.
Okay, that sounds good.
We also have The Aim, The Spirals, The Soniks.
Who else we got?
Then we've got The Modern Apes. And then we're followed by, it's great to announce that the Trojan Beats are actually going to be there as well. We also have the 48Ks.
Now, that is a great band.
Absolutely. So looking forward to hearing them.
Fantastic.
Them. A new up-and-coming young band called the Lightscopes.
And anything else?
And then we're having a bit of a Q&A session going
Question and answers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. With Modzines.
Ah, now, is that something to do with one Eddie Pillar?
I believe it is.
Wow. Now, we're going to be asking questions to Eddie?
No, I believe he's going to be asking the questions to some very special guests.
Oh, the great Eddie Pillar live on the stage area of March of the Mods 2020, and that's on the 21st of March at the Holroyd Arms. Target Radio, we're going to be recording the whole event live. Brilliant. And how do we get tickets, please?
You can, if you go onto Mods and More, that we've got an advert going up there. Just click on the link and that takes you directly into the tickets.
Brilliant.
You can also do the same, obviously, here on Target Radio. Click onto the link, take you directly into the tickets. And then also on most of the great Facebook pages that are out there that have actually offered to promote this great cause.
That is fantastic. Brilliant stuff. And how much does the tickets cost?
The tickets are £10 in advance. And if you're lucky enough to turn up on the day and there are still availability, it's £15 on the door.
Brilliant. Excellent. Right, okay, so that's March of the Mod, Saturday the 21st of March 2020. Kick starts at 1 p.m. Don't be late.
Don't be late.
Okay, and you're going to look great. Bring a change of clothes because we're going to get hot and sweaty in there. Going right the way through till 1 o'clock in the morning. Do you think you can do 12 hours? Okay, hopefully we're going to have Mark McClaran now on the phone. We're just waiting for it all to connect up. Oh, hello, nice and loud.
I've got a new phone.
You've got a new phone? My goodness me, it works. Hello, that could be now Mr. Mark McClaran, lead singer of the very popular band, the Soniks, spelt with a K.
Spelled with a K.
Oh, do you know, I'm never going to live that one down now, am I, Mark? How are you, my friend? How are you doing? Mark, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, his phone don't work one way, does it? How are you, my friend? Are you good?
I'm very well, thanks.
Excellent, lovely. Nice to have you on board yet again. Yeah, it must be the third time now here on Target Radio, becoming an old regular here, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
this one's been a bit of a long time coming, but there
Indeed. And we'll get to that in a second, obviously, with the brand new single released only just yesterday. And I'm hoping and praying, and just lie, Mark, okay? Just lie. Hopefully you've been tuned in. Hopefully Target Radio is the first... Yeah, lie. Target Radio will be the first radio station anywhere in the entire universe, and Star Trek and Star Wars universes as well, and of course and of course the Marvel universe as well.
Radio 2 today. You're not having it.
No, you tell Ken what to do.
Not until Sean's played.
No, indeed. You tell Ken Bruce to go and do one. So we will be playing that, and I'll let you introduce it in your best radio DJ voice a little bit later after we've had our chinwag and find out what is Mark McClaran up to these days, obviously with the rest of the guys from the brilliant band the Soniks. So over to you then, Mark. What have you been up to?
Well, I mean, it feels like ages ago, I think, because the weather changes. It seems like a long time since I saw you at Brighton.
Yeah. And for those that didn't know
it's actually only 2 months, isn't it, or something?
It was about that, wasn't it, Andy?
It's just over 2 months.
Just over 2 months, and you headlined our free event outside the Modern World Cafe, which I thought went ever so well. We had so many people down there.
We had great reviews for that evening.
I tell you what we did, Andy, and I'll tell you now. You stole the show, you and Manny. I was trying to pronounce his surname, Manny Pezzaroli.
Yes.
You guys absolutely rocked the place, honestly. The tiles were coming off the roof. So, yeah.
It was certainly a good day. I mean, it was boiling hot, wasn't it? And, I think the atmosphere was great. So, we really enjoyed it. Having said that, it's one of pretty much the worst thing that can happen, actually. It's like from that sort of high and everybody going away. Unfortunately, for various reasons, our drummer decided that that was it for him.
Not
quite sure.
It's one of your dodgy questions again, Andy, wasn't it? You scared him off.
I think they put him off. Yeah.
That's
but
it.
It was the guy coming up and getting a bit too close to the stage. But anyway, yeah.
There we go.
It's, we're still mates. He's got his reasons. So
yeah.
So that's fair enough. But obviously, we then had to kind of get back in to find somebody else to.
Okay, and have you got someone now?
In the seat, yeah.
Okay, go on. Name and shame your drummer.
Sorry?
I was saying name and shame now. Your new drummer.
We found a replacement, and his name's Brendan Ivey, and he's been in various bands locally.
Good.
He's a local guy. He's actually, another Essex boy. So
oh no, not another
He's played with various, including the Style Counsellors, who I think you've probably heard of.
Yes, I've heard of the Style Counsellors, and they are. Are they still around? I'm not even sure they're still doing things, are they?
I think they are still around. I think he was with them for a while. I'm not sure if they're sort of on the road all the time.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, he's come on board, and that's great. So we've got a good replacement, and the show goes on. But
well, that's the thing,
derails things a little bit when you get. We're only a 3-piece anyway, so obviously you get one person goes. That's a third of your band down the drain. So
well, yeah. Just ask Rick Butler about that one.
But no, we're back on it now.
Oh, excellent, and obviously all tight with your rehearsals and everything.
Yeah, we did Clacton Mod Weekender a couple of weeks back, and we had CJ's up again. CJ's.
You can't keep him away now, can you?
We can't keep him away now. Yeah. But,
oh my goodness me!
He came down and played a bit of harp for us, which was great. And
the boy's improving.
Looking forward, really, to kind of, we've got a few gigs booked up to the end of the year. We kind of get this lineup tight.
Yes, yeah.
And then sort of, it's like, the Soniks now sort of been around. I think it was probably June, July 2018. And obviously when you start a band, you've got to kind of just pretty much go hell for leather of taking everything that's offered.
Of course, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Even
Brian. So we'd have gone to the opening of the crisp packet, And,
funny you should say that. Andy, you've got a gig coming up very shortly. It's all about crisps, isn't it?
It's all about crisps.
Open it up, Andy.
He's already eaten them. What are you on about?
Did he offer you any, Sean?
Did he egg? Honestly, I entertain him every week with the TV quizzes. Do I get a crisp? No, not on your Nelly, mate. Honestly, not on your Nelly. And there were Monster Munch as well. Other brands are available.
Yeah, it's not really sort of. I don't want this to sound like we're being really, really picky, but it's just gets to the point where you kind of think, okay, what do we want to do with this? And maybe some of the things that we would have done maybe a year ago, kind of think, well, actually, we want to be a little bit choosier about what we're going to do, because obviously people have got they've got lives to live, and so you've got to make sure that you plan all the stuff so that obviously everybody can do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
But also so that you've got the right venues. So
of course, yeah.
There's not much point in playing something just for the hell of it if it's not really going to be quite the right thing for you.
Indeed.
So
now
I think it's a question of actually sort of targeting the gigs and make sure the gigs are sort of things that we want to do.
Yeah.
I think that that we think are worthwhile. One of which is obviously, personally, I'm sort of pretty. I suppose it's kind of one of those things that gets to the point where you want to do more stuff that's kind of charity. Well, I do. I charity related. So we're doing. I think today I tied up. I think we're doing 4 March of the Mods now.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So
your feet are going to be killing you by all that.
It really falls into the category of Mad March. I think one of those I'm doing on my own because the rest of them can't do it. But
yeah.
But yeah. So and also what could be better than go do something you really enjoy and actually do something worthwhile.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're passionate about what you do, and obviously we know you are. I mean, obviously we know you as a band, we know you as a person, we know how passionate you are when you're fronting the band, and obviously you've got your guitar in your hand, and obviously you're hitting out those notes. We can see in just generally in your body language how passionate and how professional you are when you're obviously playing. For those that have never seen you guys play live, honestly, you're missing a real decent group here, and I'm not just saying it because you're on the phone. I'm saying this because I'm actually, it's true. Obviously, it got sport a little bit on that. CJ's just walking in, like, I mean, no, I'm only saying it because I know he's listening right now. We love you, really, CJ's. And I'll tell you what, the boy's getting good. He's really getting good, isn't he?
Yeah,
he really is. Not blowing your own trumpet there.
He's pretty much got an open invitation to come whenever he likes.
Well, don't tell him that.
Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sake, can't give away now.
Come to some of them.
Oh, my goodness me. The Soniks featuring CJs, that's your new band.
He turned down my invitation to stay, but I got him a free caravan at Jaywick campsite, but no.
Now, Andy, I'm going to pass it over to you because obviously...
I think I'll go home. Don't blame you, man.
Right, I'm just going to pass you over to Andy because he's going to describe now what I'm wearing this evening. So I'm going to stand up in case you haven't seen it, Andy.
Oh, I can see it. It's there.
What am I wearing?
He's got his...
Go on.
Has he got his Soniks t-shirt?
He has got his Soniks t-shirt.
And it's a great fit as well. And it's 100% cotton, and it really irons up well as well. I've no idea why I just said that, but if you want one of these...
Don't wash it.
Just don't wash it, yeah. If you do, wash it inside out and back to front and everything else. And don't wash it on anything hotter than a 30. Actually, it fits my...
That's actually designed. It's designed especially so people have to buy another one.
There we are. Brilliant. But I would say...
that should last you a lifetime, actually.
Well, it will. I'm only wearing it once.
Good answer.
I'm kidding. I love it. Honestly, I really have. I'm wearing it all the time. It's a brilliant T-shirt. I love it. And you want a T-shirt, get over to the Soniks page and you can get yourself one over there. They are brilliant, great design, and as I said, they are good quality as well. So get that bit out of the way. Now, before we go on any further, okay, I'm just going to pause the little bit of background music I've got in the background now. Well, obviously, it's called background music, Andy. Yeah. And I know you're itching to do your questionnaires and things like that.
I'm not itching to do
but because I've got an audience now of 2, which is rather nice, it's better than 1, we're going to have a quick fire round, okay, of TV quizzes, okay? Yeah. So I'm going to play something. Can you hear the music okay? Yep, you can hear it as well, Mark, yeah? Okay, so we're going to play this. Hopefully you'll hear it. And if you know what it is...
Call your name first.
Just call your name out, okay?
Andy,
what is it?
Last of the Summer Wine.
No, you're wrong. So there's a point over to Mark now because he's my friend.
Hang on a sec.
Can you hear that? Can you hear it, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, well, carry on then. You can't guess no more now.
I can't think what it is.
Have you got it now?
No, it's fine. It's not Fawlty Towers.
It is Fawlty Towers. Well done.
It is
There we go. Right, we'll do a couple more, then we get on with the seriousness of music. Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Mark.
That
was Andy, because I can see you. I can see your lips move. What was that, Mark? Did you say Fireman Sam, Mark?
No.
You did, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. That's 2 points to Mark now. Right? Okay, well done, Mark. Okay, you're beating Andy. Okay, and we'll do we'll do one more, okay? And this one is a bit of an older one, okay? So it should suit you two folks very well.
Mark.
Andy's looking puzzled. Think wheelchairs.
Andy.
Yeah, go on, Andy.
I was going to say Burnside.
Oh, you're close. Something side. Ironside. Well done. Burnside. Obviously, you're thinking of the old Bill, aren't you?
Same job.
Near enough, yes. There we go. Right, okay, back to you now. Was it? Yeah. It was Ironside, yeah, there we go. Right, we're not doing that anymore. That was embarrassing. How did you get fireman?
He got pushed off a cliff in the end, didn't he?
I think he did, more than once. Oh, never mind. I never saw it. No, I don't even know what you're on about.
No, yeah, it's far too young.
I'm far too young, yes. I could just about remember Henry's cat.
My granddad told me about it.
Yeah, he told me as well. Okay, so past events then. You've been at the Old Garrison, Modern World Cafe Bar, as we mentioned before, and you're going back to the Old Garrison on December the 14th, aren't you?
We are, yeah.
Excellent.
Old Garrison, we got one at the... it's called the Fatling and Firkin down in Hornchurch.
Easy for you to say. I'm pleased you've done that one because I would have failed miserably.
It's a bit of a tongue twister, that, isn't it? Yeah.
Indeed.
But
now,
that is actually that's a great. If anyone's in the area, that is a pub that just gets absolutely rammed.
That's what we want.
It's always busy, always busy.
Perfect.
So I think that'd be a good one.
Excellent. That's what we want to hear. Now, a little Dicky Bird has told me, and I think it was Andy actually told me, that I believe that you do some acoustic work as well.
Yeah, I think we're looking at something in December, aren't we, Andy?
We certainly are.
I'm going to pass it over to you now, Andy. I'll let you take the reins now. I'm just going to listen to some TV shows.
Yes, we are. Yes. Mark, obviously you've been kind enough to agree to perform again at the Modern World for the Winter Solace. I think it's down there.
It's blooming cold though.
It will be cold, but
it's going to be slightly different to last time, won't it? Yeah,
absolutely. But it's going to be a great set, and you've agreed to give us an acoustic set. So have you got any plans on what the set might be? But don't give too much away.
Well, we certainly were saying that it's going to be it's going to be centering around sort of how should we say, sort of 60s and veering in the soul direction, I think.
That's the one, yes, indeed.
But they'll all be big tunes.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. So looking forward to it.
So, will we hear... I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Will we hear something like from the Kinks, maybe? Something from the Who, or...
We might well do.
Well, I'm not saying no more than that. Yeah. I know, obviously, the owner of the Modern World Cafe has gone on record just to say it's not just about mod music, it's about the 60s, so we're trying to cater for a wider range of people to come down. Is that right, Andy?
That's right. That is right.
Excellent. I love the 60s, though.
Well, 60s was the foundation for the mod anyway. So,
late 50s, actually, if you want to really get technical there, but we won't go down that path because obviously it all arrived from modern jazz, really, from America and everything else. But, I suppose the pinnacle age of it was sort of early 60s, 62, 63, when it really hit into the sort of towns, club mod, all that sort of like stuff in the modern world of London. Mm-hmm. Probably late 62, 63, I think. Yep. And then obviously...
and I saw a thing on the article online where Weller was being interviewed, and he was kind of saying, he said, what made you first want to pick up a guitar? And he said, the Beatles.
Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking he was going to say something about some soul artist from the 50s or something, which obviously is like soul bands and things, huge influence on him.
Yeah.
But, quite interesting. He said, the Beatles, which... and that's pretty much the same for me, I would say.
Well, I mean...
It's just those tunes and to producing a really perfect pop song. That's what I love about the 60s. They're just some of these early 60s songs were just so good. And they're not necessarily just the ones that as mod songs. To say, like, bands like the Hollies, Searchers, Tremolos, all produced fantastic songs, and they're just... The harmonies and the way they could play actually was sort of sometimes you underrate it because you kind of forget how young they were when they were doing it.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, obviously the classic pop song was always under 3 minutes, which, that's why you could get so many in an hour squeezed in on those pirate ships and stuff like that back in the day. And they were absolutely marvellous, to coin a phrase from Mr. Tony Blackburn there. Marvellous, mate, yes. But they were brilliant, and every one of them was different, but they had that same feel, didn't they?
Yeah.
So can we expect something like that from your good self when you do your acoustic set down in Brighton then?
Yeah, I'm going to definitely throw in a couple of things like that.
Oh,
it's not all just going to be about the Small Faces and the Who or stuff like that. We'll bear in mind that they want something sort of broadly 60s based. So
brilliant. Looking forward to that
got
one.
a few up my sleeve there.
Oh, lovely. I've just got to transfer them down into your hands and play them on the guitar now. Excellent,
Hopefully.
lovely.
Not too cold.
That's it. Fingerless gloves. It's no harm in doing that, okay? Oh, brilliant. I'm looking forward to it. We'll make sure we bring a portable heater for you, Mark, okay? It's called a hot water bottle. Right, okay. Andy, now, you haven't really asked any questions yet, so I'm going to hand it over to you.
Well, we're going to stick to the 60s, and you were just saying that it's sort of the Beatles' influence that basically encouraged you to lift up that guitar. If you had written one of their songs, which one would it have been?
Well,
Oh, that is so horrible. He does it every time.
Blimey. The Beatles' later stuff, obviously, is brilliant. Well, all of it's brilliant. But, for me, as a songwriter, it's probably that kind of thing wouldn't really come to me quite so naturally. I'm probably more in tune with what they did earlier on. So I'd say probably things like, when you sort of see these, you look at the anatomy of a song and stuff, and there's something, some people will say, a lot of people will say now, you get to the chorus pretty quickly. You used to in the early 60s, then it went through the 70s and all that kind of weird prog stuff.
Uh-huh.
Where it's kind of, there is no chorus. And you've got to listen to the album 5 times before it starts clicking with you. But yeah, you get to the chorus really quick, and so you look at something like another technique that quite a few people were using. I don't know, the Beatles certainly sort of used it. Get your chorus in right at the beginning of the song.
Yep.
Now that's a bit of a masterstroke, isn't it? She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the first line of the song.
Yeah.
And
I
to
love
me,
that. I didn't realise that. Yeah, you're right.
Simpler songs, really. But She Loves You, to me, I remember, probably I didn't analyse it like this when I first heard it, but when I heard something like She Loves You, I thought, that is a perfect pop song. It's got everything that's needed for a perfect pop song. But they just churned them out one after the other. Help.
Hang on a minute.
Day Tripper. So would I? Definitely the earlier stuff. The earlier really poppy stuff, I'd say, is the stuff that I kind of think, oh great, if I could write because it's pretty much what we're doing in a way, similar sort of stuff. I've got 3.5 minutes. I generally with the Soniks, I'd probably never let a song go over 3.5 minutes. This one's a little bit longer. It veers towards 3.5. But yeah, if you can get in a really good pop song that people are going to go like, yeah, I really love that, and they can remember it, and walk off and whistle it. They're whistling it the next day, and that's actually a really big compliment, because I've had that with, like, certainly with State of Mind, our first single. I'd say, people would sort of say, you know what, that I was just whistling that or humming it or whatever all the way home. It just stuck in my head, and I just, and that's got to be, for any songwriter, that's pretty big. You've done what you meant to do then.
Yep. And something you said as well, Andy, about a lot of the Sonics music it's one of those catchy tunes every single time.
Absolutely.
And it sticks in your mind. Hang on, I just want to try out your theory. Hang on. Do you know, he's absolutely right, isn't he? I hadn't realised that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic. And I've been playing the Beatles for many, 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 many years, and I never really realised that before. So, kudos to you. And, I'm going down that path now, aren't I? I'm not a good Beatles fan. Mike Thompson.
It was there for everybody to see. But,
absolutely. Mike Thompson's going to kick me right squarely in the derriere with that. That is fantastic. Everyone, no, nobody else do it. Okay, it's your thing now. Okay, you took over from where the Beatles stopped. But fantastic! Yeah. Didn't think about that. Yeah. So you get the chorus in first, so everyone remembers it.
Yeah, bash it straight into their head straight away.
Brilliant.
So good. Songwriting in a way has come. Although the music now is completely different.
Yeah.
But I a little bit nerdy, and I kind of look at a lot of stuff online to sort of, say what is the secret? What are the formulas that people are using? And I know now that if you look, some statistics I read the other day, it was something like Billboard top 20 or something. None of which is stuff that I would listen to, but doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. No.
There's still songs that are selling in the bucket loads, and they all get to the chorus within a minute.
That's true.
Every
That's absolutely true. Yeah. The ones that feature somebody else, though, that really does start to annoy me. If you look at the top 20 now, the top 40, whatever it is, they're all featuring something. Even Ed Sheeran's now doing it, featuring, was it Stormzy? Who the hell's Stormzy? I thought that was the name of a hurricane coming in from Florida, but apparently not. It's a solo artist. But they all feature somebody now.
It's quite calculating. That's the thing. It's on their part, it's quite calculating.
Yeah, of course.
You'd have to say that on the Beatles' part, it probably was just something that they kind of came up with.
Yeah.
More than, I don't think they really kind of sat and thought that music just hadn't developed to that point. It was like sort of, they were just writing what they felt like writing, and it just happened to get that formula bang on. Really bang on.
Do you know, I totally agree with you. And I mean, you know, you never heard of the Hollies featuring so-and-so, or, you know, the Drifters featuring, or the Who featuring whoever. I think it was sort of like a 90s thing. I mean, obviously Paul Weller, who's a solo artist by rights, even though he's got a brilliant band behind him, featured Amy Winehouse once. But it was more of a collaboration rather than featuring. So, no, I don't get modern music at all, and that's why, you know, obviously I don't play it.
Could we just go back one moment there where you said the Who not featuring anyone?
Oh, here we go now.
Would we say that Tommy didn't feature Elton John?
No, because Elton John sung it on his own with, I think, the Who backed him. But it was Elton John's song. But whether it was written, I'm not sure if it was written by him, actually. Was it written by him?
I thought it was written by her.
No, I think you might be right, actually. I think he sung. It was Pete Townshend's song, Yeah, it was. Sorry, my apologies. But I don't think it featured Elton John. I think Elton John, in his own right, sung it.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
There we go. But did it feature him? Was it the Who featuring Elton John? Pinball Wizard was Elton John. Okay. And then, obviously, the Who done a different version of it. There, I win. I win.
You can have that. Cleared that one up then.
I've actually made it worse. So, let's get on with your songwriting skills. Now, obviously, you got a brand new single out yesterday, which, unfortunately, if Target Radio was on yesterday, I would have played it yesterday. Now, it's called Set Me Free. Now, for those who have got a really good ear and obviously spent their pocket money and come down to Brighton, would have heard a live version of Set Me Free, which unfortunately then a dodgy bass player that you currently have totally messed up my speakers for a short while because he had the settings wrong on his bass player. So unfortunately I done my best to try and salvage what we could in regards to our little video clip and obviously the audio side of things. It weren't bad, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't the best because obviously, you know, it's just one of those things. You know, it's live, things happen, you know. No one's to blame, it just happens. But people have heard it already. You know, obviously those that come down to Brighton, and obviously we posted up something as a video as well on Facebook for a short time. We only played it for a little bit and then we took it back down again. So Set Me Free. What's the song about? Of course, you know, we're interested in that. And what was the sort of songwriting skill behind this one, Mark?
This one really sort of came, it's pretty much came from that opening riff. So it was sort of like, I'll kind of doodle around on the guitar and kind of, you know, come up with different licks or riffs or something. And if 9 out of 10 of them, you just go like, oh, maybe not. And then suddenly you hit on one, you think, actually, that one, that's got some legs in it. So, came from that opening riff and then just the whole thing sort of developed from there. And so it is one of those things where it's actually the complete opposite of, you know, we talk about Elton John, total opposite of what he's doing, because he'll get a set of lyrics through, and then he'll write the song around those lyrics.
Yes, he does. Yeah,
totally the opposite way around. So you've got the song, got the basis of the song, and then I'll sing any old. I mean, that would make an interesting sort of little home video, wouldn't it? So
let me know, and I'll put the battery in. I'll put my battery in the camera.
Just roughly get some kind of melody. You know,
of course,
to fit in sort of how's the melody going to go, and then once I've got the basis of the song, then I start thinking about the lyrics and how it's going to slot into that. I don't do everything like that, but certainly that's the way that one came about.
Excellent.
It actually just comes from that first riff. Yeah.
Brilliant. And Set Me Free. What's it all about?
Well, pretty much it's kind of it's just really sort of about, again, I mean, a little bit generalised kind of, don't ever give up doing what you want to do.
Perfect.
I think probably, applies to anybody of any age, really. It's sort
Indeed.
It's like I think we discussed this last time, didn't we? About, the great thing about what you're doing with Target is that you're giving people a platform who would never have had a platform before. Where would they go and get their song played? Nowhere. You can. You're not going to sort of like some amateur band goes up to Radio 1 and oh yeah, don't worry, we'll play it this afternoon. This was never going to happen.
No, not in this day and age, unfortunately. No, it's just never going to happen anymore, is it?
So you've got that platform, and then you've got the other platform with, and we know it's a double-edged sword, and it's a bit of a pain in the arse, but sorry. But
you can say arse, that's
fine. Is absolutely key, really, to, and it's a good tool for people to get their stuff out there, and that's how all the bands now do it, which is great.
Yeah,
get you
they self-promote and they use the social media platforms. Yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah, not just across the UK, to get you right across the world.
Of course,
and being a bit of a if you want to get a bit nerdy about it, stato about it, you can kind of look in. You'll think like, somebody in Japan just streamed the song or something. So. You can get, whereas that was never available to bands a few years ago. So
no, absolutely
there's
not.
Bad things about the technology, but there's also great things about it as well, with sort of being able to get the stuff out there.
Yes.
So I suppose the point of that is what I'm saying is, like, it doesn't matter where you're at. You might be sitting in a bedroom playing your guitar, thinking, I don't know why I'm bothering. But carry on. Like, if that's what you want to do, you can do it. You can do it now, and now you can do it because there's going to be somewhere that's going to be willing to play. There will be somewhere if you knock on enough doors to play that music.
Absolutely.
Because there's quite a few stations out there. And also there'll be an audience for it because there's probably somebody that likes what you're doing.
Yeah.
So get it out there and get it on YouTube and get
absolutely,
it and go and spend your, do a few extra shifts at work and go and spend the money and record it in a studio and get it out there.
Absolutely.
And anybody can do that.
Yes, of course it can now. These
and I think
days
that's really good. I think that's a positive thing. That's why you've got all these. I was actually listening, and I did hear. I was listening, Sean, and you can hear all these different songs coming from the bands around now that you're playing, and it's great. Look at all these different bands that you're playing, and they're all, maybe
absolutely,
bands. Probably, I'm not being melodramatic. I'm just saying, like, you think about it. Maybe 10, 20 years ago, those bands would have given up by now. Because there'd just be no outlet for their music.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll just go through what we've played already. A solo artist called Johnny Mason, The Viewers, The Underground Frets. We played The Transmitters, which are a great band up north. I can't understand a word they say when they talk, but I'm sure they're going to hate me for that. We've got The Light Scopes, a brand new up-and-coming band. They've only been around for a few weeks, really, in music.
I heard that.
The Saplings, The Touch, the 48Ks, The Aim. The Aim are doing weird and wonderful and brilliant things at the moment, and it's getting them noticed by using social media. And you went to see him do a sort of a semi-acoustic sort of set this weekend, didn't you?
That's right, yeah.
And that's in a record shop. There's so many different sort of ways of getting your music heard. You can do live events, semi-live. You can do acoustic sets. You can play live on on Facebook Live now. You've got YouTube. There's so many avenues you can go down before you even go and walk into a backstreet pub somewhere where you might have about 6 people listening to you, listening to your hard work. It happens, unfortunately. I don't mean to demise anyone that plays to 6 people. But, what I will say to that is, if you want 60 people, get out there, promote yourself, make sure you get a good following, look after your fans, look after your people that are following you out there. They will follow you to the ends of the world, well, at least to the end of the street. But the point of making is, people like me, I love live music. Unfortunately, when you guys play, I'm usually out there doing other things as in work. But, when I do get the rare opportunity of having an evening out, trust me, I really annoy the wife, but I want to go out and watch these bands play, whether it is up the road or across the water. You know, I want to go and see these bands, especially the ones that I promote a lot here on Target Radio. So, you know, I really want people to go to these pubs and clubs, these working man clubs. You know, that's where all the big ones started off. You know, the Stones, the Who, the Jam, you know. Everybody started in a small little boozer playing to 6, 7, 8 people, didn't they, Andy? You know,
absolutely. It's all about keeping the live music live.
In unison there. There we go. We've been practicing that one. Okay.
I mean, it goes from everything from somebody that. The other great thing is that, I mean, if you are one of those people that you can't, you know, like you do make music, but you just literally haven't, for whatever reason, you can't face doing the whole live thing.
Sure.
Again. This is where you guys come in. So, and the social media stuff, you've still got a platform. So you don't want to play any gigs, whatever. You might not be confident enough to do that. That's you still got a platform out there. So don't give up. Keep playing.
Absolutely.
Get it out there. Get it out there. You guys would play it. You can put it on YouTube, or you can make a CD, whatever. Or you can get it out there on all the digital platforms. So
absolutely.
There's no reason, even if you felt like I just can't face playing gigs, I just go to pieces or whatever. I mean, say you have to stop making music and you're only going to play in your bedroom.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
and a lot of people do that. And that's fine, you know. I mean, obviously,
that's
you know.
what it's all about. That's
absolutely.
What
you know, if you want to go to number 45 Acacia Avenue and go and watch your favourite band play in the bedroom, that's entirely down to yourself. The point is, I mean, you don't have to go and play in pubs and clubs. It's great if you can, if you've got the nerve to do that. Absolutely brilliant. You know, some people are born performers, some are really talented and hide behind that microphone and the guitar or drum kit, whatever they are playing. But just basically to go and say now, if you get a chance to go out and it's an evening out down your local pub and there's a great band playing, go and see them.
Go and see them.
Go and see them. And at the end of the day, you're supporting live music. You're supporting a pub, which is a dying trade, to be fair. There's pubs shutting down every single day.
There's live music venues dying.
Absolutely. And
you've got to get out there, because it's otherwise what we're seeing now, and I'm sure the other bands around are seeing this starting to happen more and more. Is that more and more you're getting venues that don't want to actually pay for you to come and play. They want you to bring in everybody to play. And the problem being that once that might work for quite big bands or quite well-known bands.
Yes, of course.
But once you get rid of those free pub gigs, there's only so many gigs at 8-10 quid a pop that people are going to go to.
Of course, yeah. Going back to your 6 or 7 people listening, yeah, absolutely.
There still has to be the free stuff. There still has to be, stuff where you're going to get people in. And that's where it's down to the venues to actually, without naming anybody, we've played some where, the idea of promotion is kind of writing your name on a chalkboard outside the pub. Well, that's crazy. You need somebody to advise you on your social media.
Because, of course you do, yeah.
You can pump these out. You can do it for 10 quid on Facebook. You could do a targeted advert.
Yes, you can,
targeted to your local area, to your local audience. You could tie it down. If you've got a sort of gothic band coming on, you can tie it down to that audience and you can promote it on Facebook and on Instagram.
And it is, as you say,
it costs you 20 quid to do that.
Yeah, and it's inexpensive, really, when you think about, putting an ad out in a local newspaper. That's going to cost you 3-4 times that amount, and not many people read the local rags
and
these
not many
days.
people read it.
No,
they're
there for the paper now. It's gone.
What we'll end up is with all the gigs will just be like, where you've got to pay to get in, and then that will just diminish the audiences.
Of course it will. Yeah, absolutely.
I can't see, people will pay to go to some gigs, but they're not going to pay to. They want to go to quite a few gigs where you can just walk in and see a band.
Yeah, absolutely. Buy a couple of jars, a packet of peanuts, whatever. And if the band are really bad, then they'll throw the peanuts. But the point of the matter is getting out there, getting out of that sort of habit of sitting in on a Saturday evening watching, shall we say, mindless rubbish on the box, And the thing is now, we've got this facility. We can pause live TV. We can record things on a non-VHS system now. It's called, a hard drive. We can record all your favourite shows, if you like, your sort of factors and your celebrity things and... I mean, honestly, I'm not even going to go down that path. But the point I'm trying to make is that, your Saturday nights are for you going out, painting on the smell of soap and going out there and enjoying yourself. And, go and support live music. Now, we've got on our high horse, we've got on our soapboxes. Andy, you got any more questions before we give Mark a break?
As we're talking about the unsigned and the live music, Mark, who was the last live artist you went to go and see?
Who's the sort of quite major live artist? You mean, apart from sort of local?
No, we'll
like
keep it unsigned. Let's go unsigned bands.
Oh, unsigned. Well, to be honest, they've been people at gigs that I've been to.
Yeah.
So, probably. Let me think of the last ones we were. I mean, we've been supporting people, obviously.
Yeah.
And or they've supported us. So, thinking back to the last unsigned one. Well, it was probably actually when we were in Brighton.
Okay, Manny.
So it'd be Manny. Yeah.
Manny who?
Hang on. Run it past me again.
Yes, Manny Pezzaroli.
Pezzaroli.
I'll tell you what, didn't he do it? He done a blinding job, though. He really.
Yeah, and I think he was probably the last one. Yes.
Okay, let's go.
We've been doing gigs since then.
Let's go for a major gig then. A major artist.
Oh, there's no letting go now, is there? Oh.
Yeah. Now let me think. I haven't been to any big gigs recently, to be honest. But I did see. I think the last one actually I saw was Paul Weller.
Okay, where was that?
Down in Bristol.
Okay, cool.
Excellent, lovely.
Which was great.
And on the back end of that, okay, I'm going to ask you a quick fire question now. Who would you love to go and see who's still performing? Okay, so not this live or dead rubbish. Someone that's still performing now and you've never seen them, but you really want to get a ticket to see them. Who is it?
Who? Come on, who?
I've seen the Who too many times. But
somebody who's still alive,
someone who's out there touring at the moment or about to go on tour, and you've never seen them play live, and you really want to see them. Who would that be?
I'm just trying to think if they're still alive. But no, I have seen him before. So, I've got to be honest. Most of them actually are dead.
Oh, for goodness' sake! Stop following around dead people, for goodness' sake.
No. I tell you who I haven't actually seen.
Go on.
And I would like to see is Ocean Colour Scene. I've never seen them.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah. What about yourself, Andy? While we got on this subject.
Who would I like to go
who would you like to go and see that you've never seen and you really want to go and see them?
The Who.
Really? You've never seen them play?
I've never seen the Who play.
I've seen them as a 3. I've seen, obviously with Entwistle when he was still alive, and it was absolutely amazing, and that was the Quadrophenia More tour, and they were absolutely brilliant. For me, same question, believe it or not, I'd love to go and see Toyah Willcox.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I have never seen Toyah play live, and I heard she does a cracking show.
Is she still touring?
She is, yeah. She's still doing her stuff, and I just love some of the 80s stuff that she came up with, but secretly I really fancy Toyah Willcox. I'm sorry, so I'll be definitely drooling, and I'll be the one in the front just drooling. Nothing to do with the music, really. But no, I love Toyah Willcox, and I think she had a really distinctive voice back in the sort of late 70s, early 80s when that sort of new wave stuff came out. So totally unmod related, not really a live as such band, like heavy band with the drums and bass guitars and all of that, even though obviously all of that is there, because obviously the feature is Toyah Willcox, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Toyah Willcox, I've never seen her play live. I'd love to see her play live. There you go. Right, now I've seen quite a few unsigned bands, including the Soniks, which obviously we are really, really grateful for Mark to give up his evening tonight just to talk to us about, obviously, everything Soniks and everything else in between. Now, brand new song, Mark, and why has it took so long?
Well, I think we'd actually recorded the basis of this one at the same time as Suburban Hymn,
which was a brilliant.
So we laid down the basic sort of nuts and bolts of it, and then we had, we had sort of like a bit of a break, obviously, between then and Suburban Hymn, and from Suburban Hymn to now, sort of thing, to Set Me Free. And the things with Set Me Free, it's one of those ones. It was strange because it's kind of. The others sort of slotted in when I did. We kind of record them and then sort of go back and I'll work with them with producer Dan. We mix them mix them down, and then I kind of go away and listen to it, live with that mix for a bit, and then go back and do any tweaks.
Yeah.
Well, with the first 2 singles, that was pretty quick. It was like, do the mix, did the mix, come back, do a couple of tweaks, master it. That's it. With this one, it was like, went away, something's not quite right. I'm not too sure it was. I think it was, and then sort of like I went back and redid the entire vocal.
Yes, indeed.
and then I came back and thought, oh no, I'm not too sure. I still think some of the parts of the old vocal I like more. Anyway, so we then went back, and it got a little bit tricky because we're kind of mixing and matching. Yeah. I think in the end he had so many different mixes up on the on the computer. It's it was going crazy. But
take 449.
It just took quite a long time, and then we had the stuff going on over summer. Yeah. So it took a little bit of a break from there, and and then we had the situation of me trying to sort the band out and make sure I had a drummer in place.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And so now, once I got that sorted out, I thought, right, okay, finally get round to releasing this single.
Brilliant, lovely. So now, how do we get hold of this single? Obviously, if you're not, not part of a radio show, or obviously owning your own radio station and stuff, how does one get hold of this brilliant single, which we're going to play in a few seconds' time? Just tell everyone all the social media sites, or at least some of them, if you can, please, Mark.
Well, if you go to our Facebook page or our Instagram, you'll see the links on there, and that's at the Soniks UK. So Perfect. All of our social media is at the Soniks UK,
which is nice and tidily knitted together. Lovely, brilliant.
Yeah, and you go on there, and you get the link to go to all the platforms. It's up and running. The way these guys work is that they kind of whack it out to a few. They generally get them out to the major platforms first.
Yes.
So they'll get them out to Spotify, iTunes, Amazon.
Yeah,
probably about the first 3.
I think
and
they
then
are the major
gradually
3 there,
they'll filter through to the other ones.
Yeah.
So you've got all the rest of them on there. But it's all. I know it's already up on things like Spotify and Deezer and Amazon and stuff like that. So
Lovely.
That's I've got a link up there which will take you to all of those to the link on all those platforms.
Fantastic.
You just go into those platforms that you're on already. If you're on Spotify, you can just go to Spotify and stick in the Soniks. It should come up straight away.
Perfect. Lovely. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, obviously, you are a finely tuned musician, a singer-songwriter. You're perfect with the guitar, and a showman as well, Andy, isn't he?
Indeed.
He really knows how to work an audience and get the audience in a frenzy, and he gets them even up dancing. Come on. I mean, it's a no end to your great talents, Mark, but we are now going to put you to the test, my friend, because we are, even though you're on the same channel at the moment as the song is keyed up, so we've got to say goodbye to you very quickly and press play, which is going to be really difficult because I've only got one finger that works on both of these apps at the same time. But what we're going to do, by the power of imagination, we'll have about a 5-second gap, but don't tell him that, okay? All right, Andy? Right.
Just between you and me.
Absolutely. No one else can know. Okay.
I lost some of that, Sean.
Oh, I thought you might have done. Right, okay. So what I'm going to get you to do now, as all our special guests that we have here on Target Radio, is, Andy, we're going to get him to do his greatest DJ voice, okay? Yes, we're going to get him to do his Alan Partridge or his Kenny Everett or indeed his Chris Tarrant. And we'll get him to do all of that. I know, I've no idea what I'm doing. So we're going to get you to do that in a second there, Mark, and introduce your brilliant brand new single, which is called Set Me Free. Okay, so, and tell everyone where they can find you one more time in that DJ voice of yours. So over to you now, please, Mark McClaran of the Soniks. Woo!
Right, evening everybody, and if you want to grab hold of our new single, it's out on all the digital platforms from today. Just go to our website, actually our Facebook page, Instagram, at the Soniks UK, click on the link and give it a stream, give it a download, or just have a listen to it. This is the Soniks with Set Me Free.
Oh, and he done that so well, didn't he?
So very well. Thank you very much,
I don't know who
Mark.
it was. It wasn't anybody. It was just me, wasn't it?
Well, do you know, that is the first thing you learn when you're on the radio. Be yourself. Okay, you can't be Chris Tarrant because there's already one of them, and Kenny Everett, unfortunately, God rest his soul, he's now gone. But, Mark, I've got to hang up on you and play your song now. So thanks ever so much indeed, my friend, and I'll see you in Brighton.
Mate. Good to speak to you again.
Indeed, I'll see you in Brighton in what, 3, 4, 5 weeks' time?
Yep.
Something like that, anyway.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Cheers, Andy.
That's it.
You take care, Mark. I'll speak to you
you very soon, mate.
See you later, fella.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
There he is. Brilliant, and there he's gone. Now, look at that, eh?
That's fantastic.
Absolutely. Do you know? Oh. He always does something like that at the end, doesn't he? You know. Oh, look at you. There we go. Mark McClaran and, of course, the rest of the guys there at the Soniks. And thank you very much indeed. That was well worth waiting for, wasn't it?
Absolutely outstanding. Thank you very much,
That
Mark.
was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Do you know, I want to play a game now, but we can't. Rules, regulations. But I'm going to stick that up onto the playlist before we go home tonight, and that will be played during the rest of this week as well.
Excellent.
So if you like that tune, make sure you tune in to Target Radio. Now, we've got no Angie this week. She's had a week off over there in sunny, wherever it is, sunny, well, it's America anyway.
It's America.
It's a big place. I'm trying to think where it is. California. Okay, she's over in the California sort of state there. So she's had a week off. So we've got some punk rock after us tonight at 8 o'clock.
Ooh.
But before all of that, let's have some more unsigned talent. This is the RAF, and we are the mods. Boom.
Yes.
It's absolutely brilliant. And talk to 60s, don't forget, we've got an acoustic version of the Soniks. That's Mark McClaran. He's going to be coming down to Brighton, was it mid-December-ish?
December the 25th. Sorry. December the
Well,
21st.
Oh, right on top of Christmas.
The winter solace.
Blooming Christmas. Right, okay, and we're going to freeze our bits off, but we are going to bring you a brilliant lineup of music, DJs, and, of course, live acts, including Mark McClaran, who was our special guest this evening. Switch your microphone on. Yes, there's a method in my madness there. Sorry, mate. Right, okie dokie. And I'd just like to say one more time tonight, thank you very much indeed to Mark McClaran from the Soniks.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, what a brilliant track.
What a brilliant bloke.
And looking forward to seeing him in a few weeks' time down in windy, cold Brighton.
It'll be fine.
I know I'm bringing 2 hot water bottles.
I'm going to wear my parka.
I thought you could say you're going to wear your pants for a change. Right, okay, moving on. Right, that is it. That's all we've got time for this evening. We're going to finish off with a great song. You can pick it if you like. All right, we'll have that one then.
Okay.
All right, you picked this one. Right, and then all that is left for me to say is thank you very much indeed for having us this evening. Now, don't forget, new start time next week from 7.
7?
7, yes, a little bit later than normal, and we're going right the way through till 9.
9?
And christening our brand new show, we've got the 515s.
We have.
Oh, fantastic. We're not sure who we're speaking to at the 515s yet. We'll get that all sorted out and put onto our social media platforms. But all we're left to say is thank you very much indeed. We'll see you at 7 o'clock next week on Monday. And to say goodbye, Andy.
Goodbye, Andy.